contract, right?
Challenge. So we can move to public comment. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak? Yes.
I'd like to address Mr. Fleming's private sector concern. I'm very concerned about that because government is not a profit center. The military is also not a profit center. And it's got to be run in a different way. And I'm sure that all of you who are new to the budget process are certainly finding out right now how different it is from the private sector. You can't do it the same way, and I'm very concerned if the emphasis is on private sector experience, that the perhaps public sector education and experience would not be adequate for the needs of a city like Troy. So that's, and the other question that I have, what happens if you don't get someone in 120 days? Because if there is a 4-3 vote and our candidates, our good candidates, are slipping away, what happens if it doesn't happen in 120 days? Perhaps that's...
Attorney Bloom?
Mayor, I don't know if you wanted me to respond to the comments. We have to
okay, we're taking comments. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Mrs. Klima?
Okay, Mr. Gerstenacker has already given a lot to this community, as many of us know. But he's graciously offered his time, which would save the city money and time. And I think he presents an ideal solution to the current situation. His knowledge of the city far exceeds anything you're going to find at the national firm. He's experienced with recruiting. He's addressed the issue of the private sector and his willingness to meet your criteria. He knows Troy. You're getting so much bang for no buck that it's unbelievable. I feel it's the most fiscally responsible choice. You're not going to find anyone with a national firm with a more vested interest than Mr. Gerstenacker. And I question what you feel you're getting with the national firm that he has not covered.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Oh, Mr. Bloomingdale.
A couple comments. I'd like to compliment the board or the council on your professionalism. I'm encouraged by the things I hear you say, and I wish you good luck in this endeavor, because somebody said it. It's probably one of the most important things we've got going on right now. It would be a man or a woman. The second comment I'd like to make is it from a citizen to somebody I don't know, which is Mr. Gerstenacker. I'm aware of your contribution to the city to some degree. I lived here some 40-some years, but like my son said, he said, well, Dad, when you were 40, you weren't going to council meetings. No, I wasn't. Retired. But I compliment you, sir, for your reputation, for your interest in the city and the things that you've already brought to us. And let from one citizen to you, let you know it's much appreciated.
Thank you. Any other comments? Mr. Steiger?
Mayor, members of council, please be aware that if you have someone to work for free, you cannot compel them to perform. I've seen that in the professional world, and it's a concern. You can't withhold payment if they aren't charging, so please bear that in mind. Number two, please make sure you get someone who is independent of the city of Troy. Your selection team should be someone, ideally, who would not have any connection with the city of Troy, so you get a completely independent opinion. Thanks.
Thank you. Excuse me, is it Mayor Stein?
I think this city council has been the luckiest council ever to have someone of Mr. Gerstenacker's traits, character. He is the most ethical, the most professional, and the most practical man I know. You do not have to worry about the comments that were just made by the person before me.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I can't see. Sir, if you could announce your name.
I've come by just to make sure the process was going in the right direction in terms of looking for a good, solid city manager, which I think is critical. I think all the things that You people are involved in our operational issues in terms of servicing the citizens. So you do need an operations guy. You need the best city manager you can get. So I'm pleased to hear you going in that direction. I've known this guy for a long time, known him professionally, and we have a very unique asset in our community to be able to pull on to help us through this process. And he's graciously offered to do that, and I think we do have a very unique position, a unique asset. Certainly, we should use it, and he's the most solid guy in the world. I can assure you.
Thank you.
You're good.
Means I'm a blockhead.
A German blockhead.
Well, it looks like that concludes public comments. Meeting is adjourned.
Great.